The US has a major waste problem and it's just getting bigger and worse as the days go by. Despite being only 4% of the world's population, the US contributes over 12% of the total waste.
Let me put this into perspective by showing you this chart, which visualizes the impact of our waste. The average person produces 4.4 pounds of trash per day, which equals 1,606 pounds per year, equivalent to the weight of a cow and the height of the Leaning Tower of Pisa at 102 cubic feet. The average family produces 17.4 pounds of trash per day, which equals 6,351 pounds per year, the weight of an elephant, and the height of the Golden Gate Bridge at 762 cubic feet. And finally, the entire country produces 695.9 thousand tons of trash per day, which is 254 million tons per year, equivalent to the weight of a blue whale and equivalent to the height of 60.9 billion cubic feet, which is enough trash to reach the moon and back 25 times.
90% of the 268 million tons of municipal solid waste produced by the US will either be incinerated or end up in landfills, where it will endlessly pollute the earth, leach into groundwater, and emit greenhouse gases into the air, which increases the health risks to our planet as well as every living creature on it, creating an ecological crisis. Even if we were to recycle 100% of all plastic used, it is plastic itself that represents an environmental challenge. Plastic is a material that does not degrade and only gets smaller and smaller over time, which has become a crisis for our aquatic life. Plastic is found in nearly all wild fish, with many marine animals starving with stomachs full of indigestible plastic, making them feel full or unable to eat or digest actual food. In fact, this microplastic is found in nearly every human on planet Earth. The US currently lags behind most developed nations in addressing its domestic waste problem. So why is that? Well, there is an over-reliance on single-use items, inadequate regulatory structure, lack of affordable and effective solutions, unwillingness to invest in protecting the environment, failure to recognize the urgency and relevance of this problem, resistance to change, and lack of effort and participation in current recycling programs. But it's not all doom and gloom. There is good news. Through awareness, education, and technological development, we can begin to address all of these problems. That's how I learned about this crisis through the Zero Waste projects. Their primary goal is to eliminate the wasteful practices produced in all aspects of industry, commerce, and daily life. They aim to achieve this goal by the reduction of waste, recycling of materials back into products, and the reclamation of resources that cannot be reused or reduced. So if you've kept watching the video up until now, you are probably interested in helping the environment, but you're thinking, what exactly can I do? Well, I'm going to give you some tips on that. First of all, stopping the use of single-use and disposable products, which can be done by bringing your own utensils with you and having a metal water bottle instead of getting single-use plastic bottles. Support good regulatory initiatives and supporting businesses that use sustainable practices and invest in the environment. Refuse waste by buying less and using less, and also adopting principles of donating and repurposing items. One area contributing a considerable amount of waste is with fashion. More specifically, the fast fashion movement of getting cheaply made items, wearing them once, and then throwing them away. That practice needs to be stopped. Clothing can be donated to shelters, or even those clothing bins that you drive by. I pass by at least 6-7 of them in just a 1-mile stretch. Clothing can also be repurposed. There is a way to make a t-shirt into a pillowcase, or even nowadays into a mask. Just make sure it's double layered fabric. Another area producing a lot of waste is with the cardboard boxes that we all receive for shipments. I drive by and it's just so disheartening to see piles and piles of these boxes on curbs. These boxes can be reused. You can use that to send a shipment to another person. You can even store your items in boxes, especially seasonal products. Don't have them just laying around in your closet. Put them neatly in boxes. These can also be given to young children. Young children have quite the imagination. If you'd give them a $100 toy and a box, they would choose the box. So let your children have free rein with these boxes to imagine and create whatever they can. Another waste of a different kind is technological waste, produced by cell phones, tablets, laptops, desktops. These simply can't be just recycled because of the toxins inside of them. There are many ways, though, to have these repurposed and reused. Don't just throw out your cell phone as soon as the next model comes out. These cell phones can be given to women of domestic violence and abuse. In those shelters, they take the phones, repurpose them, delete all of your information, and give them to these women as a resource to use if they're put in a situation that is uncomfortable or dangerous for them. Yet another item that produces a lot of waste is with the plastic shopping bags you receive when you go to a grocery or drugstore. Now, I don't have any of those to show because I've completely eliminated using them. I now use reusable tote bags. They're becoming more and more popular, available at most checkouts now. And I've also recently, I'm trying to switch to these organic cotton mesh bags. These bags might look small, but they can hold up to 20 pounds. That's a lot of groceries. That's 4 or 5 bags worth of groceries. All can be held here and reused and reused and reused and reused. It is so important to reuse and reclaim whatever you can. Did you know that metal and glass can be recycled indefinitely without degrading? Through reclaiming and reusing items, we are diverting these resources away from being put into landfills and creating more and more waste.
In the United States, there is an estimated 28 billion tons of buried waste resources currently polluting our land, air, and water supplies. By reclaiming the 10,000 plus landfills in the U.S. and extracting these environmental pollutants and converting them into valuable raw materials, we can save money, water, carbon dioxide, and land while protecting and preserving the environment.
Finally, make sure to volunteer, support, and donate to zero waste causes such as the Zero Waste projects. Support them in their efforts to bring sustainable practices, awareness, and education of the zero waste principles. I will have a link to their website below.
Finally, I have put together this little zero waste cheat sheet. First, refuse. Refuse single-use items such as plastic bags, straws, plates, utensils, packaging, etc. Reuse. Find creative ways to reuse items. DIY and arts and crafts projects are good options. Reduce. Reduce how many items come into your life and home by making conscious purchases of high-quality items instead of plastic. Recycle. Find your local recycling center. Find out what recycling services your town offers. Clean and sort your recyclable items. Grow. Whenever possible, grow your own food. Check your local plant nursery for plants and tips. And if you do not have access to an outdoor space, indoor container gardens are a great option. Compost. Compost your food scraps. There are many different ways to compost, both indoors and outdoors. Your town may also have a compost drop-off location. Replace. As their life cycle comes to an end, replace plastic items with more durable, sustainable options such as glass, bamboo, or stainless steel. And join. Join zero waste communities on forums, social media, and in your community, such as the Zero Waste projects.
With your help, we can make America into a world leader in waste recovery and sustainability.